Caroline de Gruyter, and I'm a journalist for NRC Handelsblad, which is a newspaper in the Netherlands. I'm a member of the European Council on Foreign Relations, and I write for Carnegie Europe, and I also write books sometimes, and I'm living in Vienna. The biggest. I think there are several security threats that Europe is currently facing, and they're all equal. But the one reinforces the other. I mean, we have a huge, I think, threat to our security, which is the illiberalism coming from within and not from the outside. But there's also a security threat from the outside. We have jihadis, we have neighbors who used to be very friendly and are less and less so. So, you know, they're different and one reinforces the other. International security developments. I think we are living in one of these key moments in history where one era ends and another starts. Okay. And I think for Europe this is a rough time of awakening because there are rather brutish geopolitical games going on. We have been shielded for a long time by the Americans. The Americans have basically gone, or mostly gone. And now we are coming back into history in a certain way, into geopolitics. And we have to deal with the security threats mostly ourselves. And the question is, can Europe get its act together to do that? Yeah. And this is the main challenge right now.
So do you think that the new Cold War is coming?
I would hesitate to say that because it looks a lot like what happened in the past, but there are also major differences. Russia is not a superpower. It wants to be a superpower. So I can't remember who said it. I think it was Voltaire who said history never repeats itself, but people repeat themselves. So yes, we have to study history and we have to study what happened during the Cold War. But this also reminds us of the concert of Europe, you know, in the 19th century when you had a few superpowers who were ruling the world and the big ones were, you know, calling the shots and the small ones were being trampled on. We have to look at the 30s as well. There are parallels with, you know, what happened to the Habsburg Empire and the European Union. So it's not just the return of the Cold War. What did I think? I thought it would be a good idea, but I think it's great to have these conferences in Poland, but also in Portugal or in France, or you know, it's always. I've been covering Europe as a writer and an author for 15 years now, and I've lived in several places, also in Europe, and each time you realize when you're traveling to a country how its history is completely different from all the other countries. Everybody has its own position in Europe. And so also for that reason, it's very important to come to Warsaw as well.